Right now on News 3 this morning, Sunday, the remains of a Madison man missing since last summer have been found halfway across the world. Plus, shoppers are heading back to stores, this time with bags already in hand. How to return your unwanted holiday gifts stress-free. And it's beginning to look a lot like recycling season. If you're cleaning up after Christmas, the city of Madison is ready to help. We'll tell you what you need to know about this week's tree pickup.
This is News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning, Sunday, 6:30 on this December 30th. Almost the new year. Hard to believe it. I'm Josh Ryder alongside meteorologist Chris Reese, who's all decked out in red this morning.
That's right. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers actually defeated the Badgers last night, which blew my mind. Honestly, I didn't expect it. They're a talented team, but I did not expect that. So I had to rep. Go Tops.
It was funny, you know, you texted me to wear red last night. I had no idea, so I did it, and I showed up, and he walks in with that this morning, so.
Well, there's a reason I waited till you went to sleep.
There's a reason for everything with Chris.
Yes, there is. Hey, you're also read for Alert Day today. We have issued an Alert Day. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but I do want to start with temperatures outside right now. It's 19 degrees, folks. Fairly chilly, but notice the direction of the wind is coming out of the south at 11 miles per hour. That southerly wind is going to begin a warming trend as we go through the day. So while, yes, we are 2 degrees colder right now than we were at this time yesterday, a lot of warmth showing up just to our north and west. Brainerd, 40 degrees almost, warmer than they were at this time yesterday. They have truly seen the temperature roller coaster from negative 22 yesterday morning to 17 degrees right now. We're at 19, of course, here in Madison. Going throughout the morning, though, we're going to see more sunshine, so we're not tracking any rain, snow, or really any cloud cover out there. Instead, just the warmth that will be on the way. We're going up to 32 by lunchtime, eventually topping out around 37. Winds will stay out of the southwest at 6 to 12 miles per hour. That Alert Day, though, that's for tomorrow. New Year's Eve, we're expecting snow, freezing rain, and some accumulations are going to be possible. I know a lot of folks hitting the road just to take part in New Year's Eve activities. So I did want to issue the Alert Day to make sure everyone knows, but I'll be breaking down what we can expect coming up.
All right, we will stay tuned to that forecast, Chris. Thank you. We begin this morning with an update to a story we have been following since July. Police in Slovenia say they have found human remains belonging to a missing man from Madison. 25-year-old Jonathan Luskin was reported missing in late July. His family says he was on a hiking trip while on break from being a teacher in Hong Kong. His remains were found near a popular hiking trail the day before Christmas Eve. Police don't suspect any foul play. 6 months after tragedy, there's a sign of progress in Sun Prairie. A hotel delayed by this summer's explosion is already almost ready to open its doors. The Bear House Boutique Hotel was set to open just weeks after the tragedy, but being so close to the explosion, the building's foundation was cracked and windows were broken. Dave Bear, who owns the hotel, also lost his entire office building right next door. He believes that office building actually served as a barrier protecting the hotel from more damage.
The city of Sun Prairie has been great, all the residents, in supporting not only the downtown, but supporting us to get back to where we are.
The Bears hope to open the 7 rooms in the boutique hotel to guests in about a month. Today is the last day to head to the Henry Vilas Zoo to enjoy this year's zoo lights. The zoo turns on the display between 5:30 and 9. Admission is just $7, but kids under 3 can get in for free. This is the 3rd year for that holiday event. Last year, around 30,000 people visited the display.
This is just a great thing. Being that during the wintertime, typically the zoo is a kind of slow place. The last 3 years, this has really brought a lot of people to the zoo and realized that the zoo is open year-round.
Madison Zoo is located on Randall Avenue. If you are ready to part with your holiday decor, Madison Street Crews are holding 2 rounds of Christmas tree collections this week. Round 1 starts on Wednesday, January 2nd. All trees should be on the curb by 7 a.m. and should be collected by January 8th. The second round of collection starts on January 22nd, ending by February 8th. You'll need to remove all tree stands, decorations, and anything else from the tree for it to be collected. And a reminder, the New Year's holiday could cause some changes when it comes to your garbage getting picked up this week. Crews will still pick up garbage as normal tomorrow, but your garbage carts have to be out on the curb by 7 a.m. if you want them picked up. That's because they're hoping to be done by 11. The drop-off sites on Sycamore Avenue and West Badger Road are also closing at 11. There won't be any collection on New Year's Day. If Tuesday is your normal garbage day, it will be collected on Wednesday morning instead, along with all of the usual Wednesday pickups. There's a warning out this morning about any other holiday decorations you are trying to get rid of in your house. DACAP is asking people to burn their wreaths and other evergreen decorations after inspectors found invasive insects in some items sold at chain stores across Wisconsin this season. The insects feed on the underside of the needles, threatening our tree farms and native forests. You don't have to burn your stuff, though. You can also bag the decorations and throw them in the trash. Well, as you're out and about spending the money you got from Christmas, there's also a warning this morning about a growing scam involving gift cards. Best Buy and AARP have joined forces to try and help protect consumers. They say they've been seeing a growing number of imposters posing as a loved one or even the IRS and demanding gift cards be used for payment. The Federal Trade Commission said the number of these scams, or reported scams, has jumped 270% over the last 3 years. Companies are now reducing gift card limits, restricting the redemption of gift cards and other gift cards for other gift cards, and enhancing employee training. If you're heading to stores this holiday weekend to return instead of shop, there are a few things you should know. Hillary Lane shows us how to make the process stress-free.
On Christmas morning, Steve Wardman surprised his wife Patty with a pair of boots she wanted, but it wasn't the perfect fit.
My UGG boots are too little.
The Wardmans say they're planning to return the boots next week.
Are you sad that they have to go back?
I am. I bought her size, but they just don't fit.
If you want to return gifts you received this year, experts say the key is to know the company's return policy.
Return policies can really differ. Some stores make it really easy and some stores make it kind of hard.
Donna Rosado, senior editor at Consumer Reports, says many stores have extended their return period to give you more time to bring back your holiday gifts. Stores with the most lenient policies include Nordstrom, LL Bean, Zappos, and Kohl's.
Nordstrom has a very generous policy. In fact, they don't even have a return policy. They say they take it on a case-by-case basis, but it's an unlimited return window, meaning anytime you buy it, it can be returned. And they don't require a receipt.
But many retailers will only let you return a gift until the first or second week of January. And other companies won't take back an item if it was on sale.
The stores that have the toughest return policies make it really hard to return it in a timely way.
When it comes to online retailers, items shipped by Amazon between November 1st and December 31st can be returned until January 31st. If you're returning to a brick and mortar store, Rosado says make sure you bring the gift receipt if you were given one. If not, expect a store credit or a refund for the lowest sale price. Make sure to keep the item in its original packaging, and if it's clothing, keep the tags on. In New York, Hillary Lane for WISC News 3.
If you're returning an item from an online retailer like Amazon, some items may be eligible for free return shipping. If you have any questions, it's suggested you call the retailer. Santa may be done for a year, but the toy makers, the work for next Christmas is already in full swing. Designers at Pacific Cycle on Madison's west side work year-round to create concepts for new toys like Scout, the interactive horse kids can ride on, feed, and groom. From its inception, it took designers about 2 years to get Scout to market. It's now up for Toy of the Year award, which Pacific Cycle's lead designer says is like the Oscars in his business. He says it's a toy he would have loved to have as a kid himself, and there's a lot to love about designing.
Just coming up with fresh ideas, drawing them up and making them come to life, making them prototypes, showing them to kids for the first time, having kids play with them, react to them. That's by far my favorite product.
You can vote for Scout to win Toy of the Year. We have a link on our website, channel3000.com. We want to take some time to talk this morning about why it's important to be you. Being comfortable in your own skin, loving what you do, appreciating how you look. It all builds self-esteem and makes you special. But we all know that's hard for your kids to do with peer pressure, social media, and other stressors. That's why SSM Health pediatrician Dr. Nick Hallett says it's important for kids and teens to feel like they can come home to a place where they can really be themselves.
But allow them to be themselves at home. That's probably where they're going to feel most comfortable. They don't have to worry about their friends seeing them at home. And so if there's an activity that they really like doing, you can use the time that you have together to really bring that out.
If you're looking for more advice to talk with your family about this BU concept, check out our Time for Kids Time to Talk page on channel3000.com. That's where you'll find all sorts of mental health related stories and more on why we want everyone to just be you. 6:40 in the morning on this Sunday, we've got the chance for some more rain and snow heading into the new year. Chris has declared tomorrow an alert day. Here's a live look outside this morning. Beautiful shot of the state capitol there. Chris is busy tracking that alert day forecast coming up. And it's been a whirlwind of a year weather-wise in Madison and really across the country. From fast-moving flames to torrential rains, the U.S. has seen it all. We'll take a look back at the year that was when it comes to weather when News 3 This Morning Sunday continues.
Well, happy Sunday morning to all of you guys. It's chillier compared to yesterday, but we do have some milder air that's going to be on the way, especially as we head into the afternoon, starting out with temperatures 2 degrees colder than just 24 hours ago. But check all of the warmth just to the north and west. That, my friends, is going to be moving into town as we speak. 19 degrees right now. Notice the wind direction, though, coming out of the south at 11 miles per hour. That's what's going to help bring in that warmer air later on. In the meantime, though, temperatures are certainly on the cold side. 19 here, 19 for Janesville as well. 15 as you work your way up towards Black River Falls. But the reality is most of those temperatures are anywhere between about 15 and 20 degrees this morning, and they will all continue to rise. But with the wind out there, because there is a breezier wind than yesterday, whew, it feels like 7 degrees here in town, feeling like 3 in Wautoma and 4 in the Dells. Now, we are not tracking any kind of rain or snowflakes falling this morning. Instead, the skies will actually be full of more sunshine, and expect that sunshine combined with that southerly wind to really allow those temperatures to warm up as we go through the day. We are talking 30 degrees by 11:30, 36 into the afternoon. Yesterday, we didn't even get out of the 20s, folks. And then, even so, once the sun sets and we head towards dinner, we'll see those temperatures coming back towards about 31 degrees. Staying in the 30s overnight with cloud cover on the increase, 20s early on Monday, and you'll notice the rain already starting to show up from the south. What we're tracking is a system coming in. There's actually two, one to the north, one to the south, and how these interact with each other will play a big deal on the weather we experience here in Madison. Now, for the longest, the GFS model have really kept this south of our area, but even it has trended north now, starting out with rain, transitioning over to a period of snow. Here's the European model. It starts off with rain and a mix. It goes over to a period of heavier snow before moving things out of here. You'll still see some flakes flying perhaps at midnight on that particular model if it were to prove true. Then you have another model. This is the North American model. I do think this has a pretty good handle on things by starting out with a mix of freezing rain and rain, going over to a period of all rain before going back to a mix, and then snow throughout the day on Monday. Even it has some flakes flying as we ring in the new year. So we're starting to see the models come into more of an agreement. However, they do disagree on the amounts. While some models are showing upwards of 5 inches, such as the European, other models only show right around an inch. So we do have to pay very close attention to that. But for now, we are declaring an alert day for tomorrow just to the risk of snow, freezing rain, and rain while a lot of people are going to be traveling for New Year's Eve. I'll try to get you guys my official forecast snow map coming up in just a bit. But for now, do plan for some travel delays on Monday, followed up with some cold air as we head into the new year. We are talking 2 degrees as we head into your Wednesday morning.
Oh boy. All right, Chris, thank you.
Anytime.
And Chris, this next story is right up your alley. From hurricanes to wildfires, weather was a big part of what made news in 2018. With just a few days left of the year, Nicole Killing has a look back at this year's top weather stories.
2018 marked the deadliest and costliest wildfire season on record in California. Fast-moving flames wiped out the Northern California town of Paradise, killing more than 80 people and destroying at least 18,000 structures. The Southeast took a pummeling from hurricanes. Florence barreled into the Carolinas, killing 20 people and leaving widespread flooding. Then Michael roared ashore just shy of a Category 5, flattening coastal communities in Florida's Panhandle. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupted, sending rivers of lava into neighborhoods. A country facing an increasing number of school shootings watched the deadliest mass shooting at a U.S. high school unfold on Valentine's Day at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. A former student killed 17.
We cannot keep America great if we cannot keep America safe.
Parkland survivors organized the March for Our Lives in Washington, D.C., advocating tighter gun control, and students across the country walked out of classes to urge lawmakers to take action. 10 were killed at Santa Fe High School in Texas, and a gunman stormed the Capital Gazette newsroom in Annapolis, Maryland, killing 5. Violence also found its way into the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
It's a very horrific crime scene. It's one of the worst that I've seen.
A gunman killed 11 people, the deadliest attack on a Jewish community in the U.S. Days later, a shooter opened fire at the Borderline Bar in Thousand Oaks, California. Sex abuse allegations rocked the Catholic Church, with at least 13 states launching new investigations. Pennsylvania officials released the names of more than 300 priests accused of sexual misconduct dating back decades. 17 passengers, including 9 from the same family, died when a duck boat sank on a Missouri lake.
When they pulled me up from the boat, I didn't see any of my family.
A limo carrying a wedding party crashed into a parked car in upstate New York, killing 20.
Please report to the lobby to receive direction to the basement.
Hawaiian residents panicked when a worker mistakenly sent out a false ballistic missile alert following threats by North Korea to attack the U.S.
See if I can make you a billionaire tonight.
And one very lucky ticket from South Carolina won the $1.5 billion Mega Millions jackpot, the second largest in world history. Nicole Killian, CBS News.
What a year it was. Just about 6:50 this morning. Still to come, she's a teacher with quite the colorful personality and a passion for making a difference. Luckily, she's using that spunk to brighten up the days for dozens of her students. We'll show you this top-notch teacher when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns.
What a beautiful sunrise we are experiencing right now, but temperatures are certainly on a colder side. 19 degrees right now. Winds, though, are out of the south at 11. That's going to help things warm up pretty well as we go throughout the day. We are really tracking some quiet weather. I know high-resolution Doppler trying to show some flurries, but that is radar attenuation, which means what it's seeing is actually not there. So skies will be clear. Expect them to stay clear as we go through the day. We'll warm up from 21 to 32 degrees by lunchtime and eventually top out around 37, but clouds will be on the increase this afternoon ahead of the next system moving in for your New Year's Eve. An alert day has been declared as we will be talking the possibility of some accumulating ice and snow.
All right, Chris, thank you. It is 6:54 right now. It is said that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It might also be in the eye of the creator. Charlotte DeLeste introduces us to this month's top-notch teacher who says art has always been a part of her soul.
Walk into this classroom and you've just stepped into Kelly Seidel's happy place.
When there's color, it just sort of raises and elevates how you feel. It makes you feel more positive. It makes you want to be creative. That's what this whole environment is about.
And because of her colorful personality, she has built up somewhat of a reputation.
I mean, you could probably walk down the hallway and ask most of my students, hey, what's Mrs. Seidel's favorite thing? And they'll be like, smiley faces.
Those smiley faces have become a fun part of her life, but not as important as art has been. Growing up with learning disabilities and being bullied as a result, she found solace in being creative.
Art was kind of my outlet, and so I would just really be able to delve into that and focus, and so it was sort of my escape. And so I wanted to be able to give that to students as well.
For the past 16 years, Kelly has designed projects, huge projects, that literally take over the hallways of Prairie View Elementary, where every single student, kindergartners through fourth graders, is proudly represented.
I really want my students to just enjoy the experience, right? I could really, care less as far as the end result. I want them to feel comfortable in having an accomplishment of what they can do. I want them to feel good about themselves.
As a mom herself to 2 teenagers, she understands how crazy busy life can be, which is another reason why she's determined to provide a happy, calming, and nurturing space. A space to just be.
It's their imagination, right? It's who they are. I don't want to sit there, especially at this age, and, express what I think should be this way. That's not how I roll.
What she will do is encourage them to see the world through a different lens and see how enriching and fulfilling color can be for them, just like it has been for her.
I need the color in my life for sure. The kids are my color, my family's my color, my room's my color. I just want them to feel worthwhile in this world.
Thank you, Mrs. Seidel. Thank you.
Charlotte Deleste reporting. If your teacher is top-notch, we want to know. To nominate a teacher, just go to our website, channel3000.com, and click on the Education tab. 6:56 right now. There's a full hour of real news ahead on News 3 This Morning Sunday. We'll check in on the day's top stories coming right up. But first, here's a preview of what's to come later this morning on an all-new For the Record.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Neil Heinen. Today on For the Record, we will talk about prospects for economic development in the upcoming year, including the January launch of the 2019 Wisconsin Governor's Business Plan Contest, all with the backdrop of a new governor and new administration, and who knows where that will lead. My discussion with Wisconsin Technology Council President Tom Still. That's coming up this morning at 10:30 on WISC.
From the explosion in Sun Prairie to a local man winning a gold medal at the Olympics, we're taking a look at the top local stories of 2018 just ahead.
This is News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning Sunday, 7 a.m. on this December 30th. I'm Josh Breiter. We'll be talking about some food you might want to whip up for all of those New Year's festivities coming up in this hour. Chris will also have the latest forecast heading into New Year's, but first let's get you caught up on what's happening right now. Let's start in New York City this morning, where they are extra busy getting ready for tomorrow night's big New Year's countdown. This week, crews installed hundreds of new sparkling triangles made of Waterford crystals. They'll enhance this year's New Year's Eve ball in Times Square. They tested all of the confetti yesterday. The annual event marking the countdown to the new year is watched around the world as the ball, measuring 12 feet in diameter and weighing almost 12,000 pounds, is lowered. If you're ready to part with the holidays after the new year, Madison street crews are holding 2 rounds of Christmas tree collections this week. Round 1 starts on Wednesday, January 2nd. All trees should be on the curb by 7 a.m. and should be collected by January 8th. The second round of collection starts on January 22nd, ending February 8th. You'll need to remove all tree stands, decorations, and anything else from the tree for it to be collected. As you're out and about and spending your money you got for Christmas, there's a warning this morning about a growing scam involving gift cards. Best Buy and AARP say they've been seeing a growing number of imposters posing as a loved one or even the IRS and demanding gift cards be used for payment. The Federal Trade Commission said the number of these reported scams has jumped 270% over the last 3 years. Companies are now reducing gift card limits, restricting the redemption of gift cards for other gift cards, and enhancing employee training. While the Packers may be out of the postseason, they still have a shot at making the season one for the record books. The team will host the Detroit Lions at Lambeau this afternoon. While both teams are eliminated from the playoffs, it could still end up being a record-breaking day for receiver Davante Adams. He's 2 catches away from breaking the team's record for most catches in a season and 134 yards from the record for most yards in a season. Kickoff is set for noon. 7:02 is your time right now. Let's get to meteorologist Chris Reese, who's tracking some more weather moving on into our area. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Josh. We're starting out the day with some sunshine, though. That will probably help melt some of the snow that we do have on the ground right now. It's cold, though, at 20 degrees. Winds are out of the south at 14 miles per hour. That's the wind that is really going to help get some of that warmer air in here as we go through the day. So, Madison, we're exactly where we were at this time yesterday. Back to the west, you're talking some spots that are 40 degrees warmer than they were at this time yesterday. Granted, those places were well below zero at this time yesterday as well, but that warmer air, folks, it's going to be on the move. Temperatures starting out in the teens and 20s this morning, but as we go through the morning with that southerly wind taking over and the sunshine, as Doppler track is completely clear of any rain or snow, we're going to see those temperatures warm up on a quick pace. 32 by the time we get you towards lunchtime. We'll likely top out around 37 degrees this afternoon. You will notice the cloud cover on the increase, though, as our next system moves in. We've declared an alert day for your New Year's Eve. We are talking rain, freezing rain, and snow with accumulations possible and increasingly likely in our area. Of course, I'll be breaking that all down in Maine weather.
All right, Chris, thank you. This morning, there is still no sign of ending the partial government shutdown, now heading into its 9th day. The effects of the shutdown expanded this weekend when the Environmental Protection Agency implemented its shutdown plan. That affects an additional 14,000 workers on top of the 800,000 government employees already impacted. The shutdown is expected to last for at least a few more days. A new Democratic majority will take over the House next Thursday and plans to pass a government funding bill the same day. But the Republican-controlled Senate is unlikely to approve that bill, so the impasse would remain. President Trump says he won't sign any deal without $5 billion worth of funding for a wall along the Mexico border. Aside from the federal workers losing out on money, low-income families in Wisconsin could have a difficult time getting the food they need if the shutdown continues beyond a few weeks. The federal government could cut off the money for the WIC program, which WPR reports about 98,000 low-income women and children throughout the state rely on for basic food items like milk, bread, and beans. Right now, there's enough money to continue feeding Wisconsin families for the next few weeks, but not beyond that. We have new information on the disappearance of a Madison man missing since July. Police in Slovenia say they found human remains belonging to 25-year-old Jonathan Luskin. He was reported missing in late July. His family says he was on a hiking trip while on break from being a teacher in Hong Kong. His remains were found near a popular hiking trail the day before Christmas Eve. Police don't suspect any foul play. 5 minutes past the hour right now, and 2018 has been a year of ups and downs, from the midterm elections to the Sun Prairie explosion and ice raids. Sometimes it's hard to recall everything that's happened. This morning, photojournalists Corey Ferris and Chris Luneberg have a review of the news we've brought you throughout the year.
Winter Olympics are just a month away, and some local athletes are preparing for their chance to win the gold.
The amount of support that we've gotten from this little town of McFarland has been amazing.
At one point, I thought just making the Olympics was a dream come true, and then we're like, well, as long as we're here, we might as well play our best and see if we can't win.
She was born on Monday. On Thursday, a bruise was discovered.
A nurse had been suspended and a criminal investigation launched. According to investigators, 5 newborns at the Madison hospital were found to have injuries ranging from bruises to a skull fracture.
911, what's the location of your emergency? An apartment has exploded on Canop Drive. Explosion. The fire alarms are going off.
The authorities conducted a controlled detonation.
There's only been one other incident like this in the country.
We got told we gotta evacuate. Authorities explained the only way to make it safe is to burn it down.
At 6:21 p.m., we reported to smell of a gas leak. Our fire department went out there along with our police officers to help with traffic control. A building exploded. There are reports of injuries. We know 2 firefighters who've been transported to the hospital.
We've mourned, we've cried, but tomorrow we start picking up the pieces and we start rebuilding and we start making the things better. You know why? Because that's what Corey wants.
Obviously, we've never seen a rain like this.
You could feel it on your tires, but it wasn't super bad. And then all of a sudden, it just starts washing up over my hood. And I thought, okay, I gotta get out of this.
Sauk County is preparing people for evacuations just from runoff water from the Baraboo River.
Could be a day, could be a week, until they tell us that everything's ready and good to go.
A lot of people here need a lot of help, so this is that first step in trying to get some federal aid in to assist the residents of our county.
Shots fired. It was a bang, 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 bang.
Calls were of an active shooter.
And so we're, looking out and seeing all these police officers getting out of their vehicles, running towards the building.
They went inside and did engage the suspect. The suspect is deceased.
I don't know what possessed them to do that.
It's not what the Baraboo community stands for, not in any way, shape, or form.
We are going to see this community transform.
The mayor of the city of Baraboo declaring the city of Baraboo as Baraboo United Against Hate.
We hear it constantly during election season. Every vote matters.
Justice is on the ballot. Equality is on the ballot.
I want to bring health care back to the states and back to where it should be.
For 8 years now, the people of the state have given me the honor to serve.
The Madison City Clerk says almost 60% of registered voters have voted.
I'm proud and humbled to stand here as the next governor of the state of Wisconsin.
Of course, there were a lot of events that weren't able to be included in that piece. You can see more of our News 3 Year in Review on our Channel 3000 mobile app. And you saw some clips from the Sun Prairie explosion in that piece. This morning, there's some more good news for people living there, as a new hotel will open soon. The Bear House Boutique Hotel was set to open just weeks after the tragedy, but being so close to the explosion, the building's foundation was cracked and windows were broken. Dave Bear, who owns the hotel, also lost his entire office building next door. He believes that office building actually served as a barrier protecting the hotel from more damage.
The city of Sun Prairie has been great, all the residents, in supporting not only the downtown, but supporting us to get back to where we are.
The Bears hope to open the 7 rooms in the boutique hotel to guests in about a month. Just about 7:10 this morning, before your healthy New Year's resolutions kick in, we thought it would be the perfect time for a final hurrah. So who better to call in than Mooyah Burger to help celebrate the final weekend of 2018. Josh and Luke are here with some tailgating tips ahead of this week's bowl games and how they can help make preparing for your party extra easy. That's next on News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Yeah. We are starting out with temperatures that are certainly warmer than they were at this time yesterday. Most of us are seeing those temperatures that are really going to be taking off into the afternoon. We are 40 degrees warmer nearly than we were at this time yesterday as you work your way out towards the north and west. So do expect those warmer temperatures to certainly continue as we go throughout the day. Temperatures right now at 20 degrees here in Madison. Winds out of the south at 14 miles per hour. That's what's going to work together to keep us warmer going throughout the day. And temperatures are mainly in the teens and 20s for all of us. But we're going to be talking upper 30s and maybe even close to 40 as we go through the afternoon. In the meantime, though, we are starting out on a pretty chilly note with those wind chills in the single digits. Yes, it is certainly breezy. Plenty of sunshine, though, so no snow coming out of the sky as of now. We're going to see that sunshine continue into the afternoon. You combine that with the southerly wind, that's why we're going to see those warmer temperatures today. We're talking 30 degrees by lunchtime and then warming up into the 40s as we go, or not the 40s, but the upper 30s as we go later on throughout the day. Now, we are still paying attention to the system coming in for tomorrow. The GFS for the longest kept these two apart from each other and really didn't bring any kind of precipitation to southern Wisconsin. It has now shifted back to the north and shows rain over to some light snow as we wrap up the event into tomorrow night. The European has remained consistent with some rain going over to a period of snow before that moves out of here as we get you towards midnight. And then we have another model. This one is known as the NAM model, and it I think has the best handle on things by starting us out with a period of rain going over to freezing rain and then over towards snow once we get the sun to set and some of that cooler air to work its way down to the ground. It even has some festive flakes flying as we ring in the new year. One of the things we do have to be mindful of is the potential of freezing rain, and we will have the possibility of at least a glaze of some ice out there. And if you look towards Milwaukee just last night, it does not take a lot of ice to cause a lot of accidents. So that's one of the things that could be of concern. We still, though, do have a spread in how much snow we could see. This model in potential only giving about an inch of snow, but then we have another model that gives us closer towards 5 inches of snow. And really there is a spread anywhere from about 1 inch towards 5 inches, and we're going to continue to watch that. For now, we're expecting about 2 to 3 inches north and west of Madison with 1 to 2 inches as you work your way down towards the south. But we get cold after that, folks. 2 degrees as we go from the night of Tuesday and into Wednesday, but then gradually warming up some by the first weekend of 2019.
Keeping you busy, Chris.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. We've been asking you to share your morning with us, and Julie posted this on Facebook. She calls it the pre-sunrise, a beautiful shot right there through the trees. Thank you so much for sharing, Julie. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram, and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and that's how we're able to pick out our favorites and air them right here on the show. Well, the Badgers have already won their bowl game, but there's a handful of other teams getting ready to take the field this holiday week. If you're hoping to spend New Year's watching football and eating some delicious tailgating food, Josh and Luke from Mooyah Burger are here to help this morning. Good morning, guys, and thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
So talk a little bit about what you guys kind of try to remember setting up for the tailgating.
Yeah, so we wanted to come by and show you guys how to set up your own burger bar for whether it's for game day or corporate events or meetings. So what we do is we do it all. Nice thing is you can do all the prep work the morning of or the day before. So you can get your fresh veggies, some of your standard options, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, maybe some jalapenos. We like to offer some add-ons, premium options like fresh sliced avocado or bacon. And then sauces. Josh, you want to talk about some of our sides?
You bet, yeah. And these are the same thing. You get them ahead of the game, before the game. You get your salad, you got your chips you can buy, you can make them yourself like we do. You got a cookie option, kind of get dessert for the sweet tooth people out there. And then you have that all done before the game, and then right before the game, you just got to get your burgers on the grill or on the flat top. So,
what are some things to kind of remember? Because obviously everyone's kind of picky. Some people just like the burger themselves. Some people like all the toppings. What do you kind of try to make sure you get everyone happy with their burger, I guess?
Well, that's the best part about the burger bar is once you get the meat, everything's set up, and people can come throughout the game or throughout the meeting and build it themselves so they can kind of customize how they want it. And we also offer, we like to offer our black bean veggie burger as an option they can add on, or a turkey burger option for those healthy eaters or those vegetarians. So it really is a nice alternative to the typical, pizza or subs options, and gives, a fun, exciting new thing for them to try.
So when it comes to tailgating, obviously some people like their burgers cooked a little bit more well done. Do you kind of like to have a spread of even how they're cooked?
Yeah, so at home you can kind of do whatever, to order. We like to do them just kind of well done, still very juicy in how we do it, with a nice sear on the bottom of our burgers. Kind of keeps them juicy. But at home, yeah, do them however your people like them. You got to cater to everybody, as they say.
Well, that's great, because obviously it's one of those things you want to cater to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any tips on kind of those things to remember when trying to remember, even not just when it comes to burgers, but some of those other things as well?
Yeah, you just want to have a good experience, make it easy, so this kind of setup works out really well because everybody can kind of just go throughout during the game. You don't have to, cook to order. You set it out and say, go on through once, twice, 3 times, whatever you have to throughout the game, and make yourself happy and feed yourself. So,
as far as a burger bar goes, what kind of prices are you looking at? Because that's another thing, people are always looking at their budget.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question, and we have all different ranges of packages we can do, base packages, we can modify to fit anybody's budget, really. We've done all spectrums. We've done, 20-person catering orders, and we've done it for, gosh, 200, 300, 400 orders pretty easily, and really you don't need much notice. Yeah, so anywhere from, usually our base price is about $9.99 a person, but again, we cater to all. We can customize our offering to anybody.
But yeah, when it comes to the easiness, sometimes it's worth it, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we take care of everything, we drop it off, and you're good to go. We'll help you set it up even. So.
Awesome. So if people aren't just going to want to do it themselves and they want to call you guys, what are your locations and when do you open?
Yeah. So we have 2 locations, one in Fitchburg near the Super Target, and then we also have one downtown on State Street. But give us a call, look us up online, give us a call, and we can get that set up with 24-hour notice or slightly less.
And we do have another location coming this spring to the Sun Prairie location out where the Super Target and the Cabela's, all that stuff is out there, so be on the lookout for there.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, well, Josh and Luke, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, enjoy those burgers.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. All right, thanks, guys. Time right now is 7:20 right now, and does your child's school have an athletic trainer? We'll tell you why that's important for their long-term health. And there's a spike in flu cases nationwide, but good news for people who've gotten their flu shot. Health Watch is coming up on News 3 This Morning, Sunday. Welcome back at 7:23 on the Health Watch this morning. There's new research on how having athletic trainers around your kids could help them stay safe. That study shows athletes at high school with athletic trainers were more likely to have properly reported and treated concussions than those without. 100% of kids who saw trainers went through a test to make sure it was safe to return to the field, compared to 50% of kids who didn't see trainers as often. Kids with trainers also sat out longer to recover. A new study finds UW athletes are in better shape compared to their classmates when it comes to mental health. The University's School of Medicine and Public Health surveyed around 800 athletes and 1,300 undergrads 2 years ago about their physical and mental health. Researchers say the mental health scores of athletes were higher compared to undergrads who were physically active and participated in club athletics. They say Division I athletes typically have more resources available to them, like tutors, psychologists, and trainers. A nationwide program from the American Heart Association is trying to keep students active in school, addressing both their physical and emotional well-being. Chris Martinez shows us how it's helping keep students on a healthy track for life.
Big circles forward. For kids at LA's Fairburn Elementary School, every morning starts with a workout. Feet together, jumping up and down. The school-wide warm-up is part of the American Heart Association's Kids Heart Challenge, a program designed to get school kids more active.
It just puts you in a better mood.
Coach Sasha Radich leads the daily 20-minute exercise that brings students from every grade together. The High Energy Wake Up is part of a program that supports traditional physical education and brings PE into the classroom with brain breaks. Class lessons are also designed to teach kids about health and wellness.
Eat healthy, make healthy choices throughout life, stuff you hope they carry through, that you're giving them a base, a foundation now.
Recent guidelines from the American Heart Association say kids ages 3 to 5 should have 3 hours a day of light to moderate exercise, while kids ages 6 to 17 should get at least 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity every day. The benefits aren't lost on students like 10-year-old Yasmin Abai.
It really helps because it can make you stay fit and make your brain active, so it's not really like you're lazy all day.
Experts say kids who are active have better physical health, brain function and attention, and academic performance. Parent Jason Richmond believes including all the kids together teaches vital social skills.
You're going to have a 5-year-old look up to a 7-year-old and learn from them and experience this is being nice to younger people. So it's just one of these, it's a win-win.
And a winning strategy for a healthier life. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
In addition to being more physically active, the Kids Heart Challenge also encourages kids to drink more water and do good deeds. The CDC says it has seen an uptick in the number of flu cases around the country. The agency released its flu activity report, and as of Saturday, 9 states have high flu activity. The CDC says the good news is all of the viruses they've tested appear to be susceptible to vaccines and treatment. 7:27 right now. Coming up, we'll have today's top stories, plus why you may want to take your Christmas tree down this week. And before your New Year's resolutions kick in, maybe you should have one last pizza. The upcoming holiday is one of the busiest for deliveries, and you don't even have to order out. Topper's Pizza is here with some fun pizza recipes you can try right at home. Keep watching News 3 This Morning Sunday.
This is News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning Sunday, 7:30 in the morning on this December 30th. I'm Josh Breiter. We've got more festive food ideas ahead for your New Year celebrations, rather. Chris will also have your New Year's forecast, but first let's get right to today's headlines. The effects of the now 9-day-long government shutdown expanded this weekend when the Environmental Protection Agency implemented its shutdown plan. That affects an additional 14,000 workers on top of the 800,000 government employees already impacted. The shutdown is expected to last for at least a few more days. A new Democratic majority will take over the House this Thursday and plans to pass a government funding bill the same day. But the Republican-controlled Senate is unlikely to approve that bill, so the impasse is likely to remain. If you're ready to part with the holidays after the new year, Madison street crews are holding 2 rounds of Christmas tree collections this week. Round 1 starts on Wednesday, January 2nd. All trees should be on the curb by 7 a.m. and should be collected by January 8th. The second round of collection starts on January 22nd, ending by February 8th. You'll need to remove all tree stands, decorations, and anything else from the tree for it to be collected. And a reminder, the New Year's holiday could cause some changes to when your garbage gets picked up this week. Crews will start pick up garbage as normal tomorrow, but your garbage carts have to be out on the curb by 7 a.m. if you want them picked up. That's because they're hoping to be done by 11. That's also the time the drop-off sites on Sycamore Avenue and West Badger Road are closing. Then there won't be any collection on New Year's Day. If Tuesday is your normal garbage day, it'll be collected on Wednesday morning instead, along with the usual Wednesday pickups. 7:32 is your time right now. Meteorologist Chris Reese is tracking some more winter weather headed our way. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Josh. We are already starting out this morning on a colder note. The temperature 20 degrees, but check out the winds. The winds are coming out of the south and at a quick pace at 14 miles per hour. That, my friends, is going to work together to bring us warmer temperatures as we go through the day. In fact, just to the west, temperatures are anywhere from 15 to 40 degrees warmer than they were at this time yesterday. Here in town, we're actually right where we were yesterday, but we'll see us warm up pretty well as we go through the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. 20 degrees right now in Madison, 18 in Rockford, 15 in Marshfield. Generally, our temperatures are anywhere from about 15 to 20 degrees this morning. We will also see plenty of sunshine. Doppler track is mainly clear. There are some flurries across the north, but for us, we're seeing plenty of sunshine. We'll see more of that sunshine going through the morning. 21 to 32 by lunchtime, topping out right around 37 degrees. Now, wintry weather does come in as we head into your Monday. We're talking the possibility of snow, freezing rain, and plain rain too, but some accumulations are going to be possible. I know a lot of folks are going to be traveling with tomorrow being New Year's Eve, so we have declared an alert day for that. Speaking of alert days and traveling, I do want to go ahead and give you guys a look at traffic if you are headed out, and I'm happy to report that most roads are fine this morning. Josh?
All right, Chris, thank you. 7:33 this morning, the Packers will take the field at Lambeau for one last game of the season later today. It could be your last chance to see some of the franchise's veterans. Between today and the start of the 2019 season, the team will get a new coach, but they'll also have to figure out what to do with some of its biggest contracts, like Randall Cobb and Clay Matthews. If they do come back, it'll have to be a much lower price, but right now, they don't know what their future in football holds. Kickoff against the Lions is set for noon. Today is also the last day to head to the Henry Vilas Zoo to enjoy this year's Zoo Lights. The zoo turns on the display between 5:30 and 9. Admission is just $7, but kids under 3 can get in for free. This is the 3rd year for the holiday event. Last year, around 30,000 people visited that display.
This is just a great thing. Being that during the wintertime, typically the zoo is a kind of slow place. The last 3 years, this has really brought a lot of people to the zoo and realize that the zoo is open year-round.
Madison Zoo is located on Randall Avenue. If you're still hoping to stay in the holiday spirit through the new year, there are several local parties helping you do just that. The Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center is hosting its annual Madison Family Eve from 4 until 7:30 tomorrow night. The event is complete with magicians, jugglers, and a circus, all before the 7:30 balloon drop. Adults can spend the evening at the Great Gatsby New Year's Eve event being held at Madison's newest music venue, the Sylvie. People attending the party are encouraged to dress the part starting at 7 o'clock. There will be vintage cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, and special performances by jazz groups. And one final New Year's destination is Winterfest at the Rabinia Courtyard on East Washington. Bands will play all night on 3 stages, as will 5 DJs taking turns spinning discs. Tickets to the party include the music, drinks, an oyster bar, champagne for the midnight toast, and early morning French fry bar as well. If you're still looking for a place to ring in the new year, our partners at Madison Magazine can help you do just that. They have a list of 47 ways you can celebrate the new year in the city. Just go to channel3000.com and click on the Madison Magazine tab. 7:36 this morning. New Year's Eve is also one of the busiest days of the year for pizza deliveries, but you don't have to order out to enjoy some delicious food. Lisa from Toppers joins us this morning with some fun pizza recipes you can try at home. And you're up and at 'em this morning.
Hey, yeah, this is a little early for us. We're used to staying up till 3 a.m. I was like, can we just do this at maybe like 3 instead? That would work perfect.
It's never too early for pizza, though.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. And when we talk about Toppers pizza, we're looking at individual unique toppings. So you can make a breakfast pizza anytime you want. You know, we've got tater tots. AKA hash browns, right? So we have a ton of varieties of different types of pizza you can order. One of the easiest ways to order is toppers.com, right? We encourage our customers to go to toppers.com, but ultimately, we want to help you guys ring in the new year. And the way that you can do that is plan it all. Let us do everything for you. We will make, bake, and take your pizza, bring you plates, napkins, crushed red pepper, Parmesan cheese, all those wonderful things. So our customers can actually go online right now, plan your dinner, already have it in the system, and we can put that internet order in as a timed order. You want pizza at midnight? Toppers has got you. We have an awesome catering menu as well. Brand new menu offered online. So if you don't know what you're gonna feed your people, what you wanna have offered for those people, your guests can pop online and you guys can order a variety from our menu.
Awesome. So what are the things that you kind of remember when you are assembling a pizza?
Yeah.
I know you can do anything you really want, right?
Sure, absolutely. One of the things, you know, we actually make all of our dough fresh in-house every day. So you wanna have a nice dough. There's a lot of pre-made doughs that you can purchase out there where you can already get your crust, but where's the fun in that? A lot of people actually make pizza making their tradition on New Year's. So I encourage you to get some dough. And then once you get your dough, you gotta have a sauce, right? Nobody wants a dry flatbread when it comes to pizza. So take your dough. I've got some ranch here. Ooh. We're gonna throw our sauce on here. And then when it comes to Toppers pizza, we brag, we rave, we love our 100% real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. So you wanna make sure you've got cheese. Throw a ton of cheese on there because you're not starting those New Year's resolutions yet, right? The diet starts on Tuesday, not on Monday. So enjoy all that wonderful good cheese that you possibly can. And from here, anything's game, right? So we've got tater tots here. So I'm making our loaded totsa pizza that features tater tots. It's got bacon. When it comes out of the oven, it's gonna get nacho cheese and fresh green onions. So a little bit of everything. The key to remember is that not everything even has to be baked onto your pizza, right? You can definitely make a pizza, bake it, and then put fresh things on top, like basil or green onions or fresh mozzarella, whatever you'd like.
So as far as, you know, how long you put it in the oven, some people like it a little softer, some people like it a little crispy. What do you kind of recommend for as far as cooking goes?
Absolutely. Well, we believe in a low and slow mentality. What that allows it to do is the dough is going to puff up. It's going to be a nice and chewy dough, but crispy on the outside. So we would recommend that you go about no more than 425, and then watch your pizza really closely. It is obviously going to depend on the type of crust. We have a hand-tossed crust here. We also offer the thin crust and the tall boys. So it just depends on your pizza crust. A lot of the times, instructions are listed with your pizza dough or in like the package for your pre-made crust as well.
All right, well, we've got a couple seconds left.
Sure.
Quick plug for you guys. Where are you guys at and how can they get a hold of you?
We have several different locations throughout Madison. We have 4 different locations: Fitchburg, Madison West, Madison East. So we've got a variety of locations. Regent Street is another location that several people have probably visited for Badgers games. And so that's where we're located. And I would say, what's coolest about Toppers Pizza right now is we've got our awesome $5.99 value menu. You can pretty much get something for everybody in the family, something for each one of your guests. We've got medium 2-topping pizzas, half-pound boneless wings, mac and cheese, quesadillas, monkey bread, topper steaks, you name it. It's all on this $5.99 value menu. So we're definitely competing with the big guys. We're a local brand that definitely wants you guys to order from us instead of the other ones.
Lisa, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you.
Thanks.
Well, speaking of New Year's Eve, we are keeping a close eye on that forecast. Let's take a live look outside right now. We've got the potential for some more wintry weather moving on into the area. Chris is tracking it all next, coming up on News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Temperatures are at 20 degrees as we wake up this morning. Winds coming out of the south at 14 miles per hour. That southerly wind is really going to work to bring in some warmer temperatures as we go through the day. 19 in Janesville right now, 18 in the Dells, and generally temperatures are between about 15 to 20. But with sunshine and wind staying out of the south, watch how temperatures warm up into the afternoon. We are talking highs right around 36 degrees and even staying on the mild side after sunset, 31. And only falling to about 30 to 29 degrees later on tonight. Now, clouds will be on the increase as we head into your New Year's Eve. That's the next system moving into town. And what this system will do is bring a wintry mix over to rain and then back over to some snow. Here's the GFS, which for the longest time was not on board with that scenario, but it has now joined the party. The European has been on board with this scenario just about all week long, but shows a longer duration of snow, which is something that we'll, of course, have to pay very close attention to. Then we have the North American model. This shows a wintry mix over to some rain, back to a wintry mix, ending as some snow as the sun sets into New Year's Eve. And I do think this model probably has the best handle on how things are going to play out with going from wintry mix to rain, back to wintry mix, and back over to some snow. We do have solid agreement among the models in terms of getting a little bit of ice accumulation. Now, we're just talking a glaze, not a lot, but that glaze of ice is enough to cause some issues. At the same time, the models are disagreeing on the snow potential. One model shows about an inch of snow, and that's what the lowest models show. Some others show upwards of 5 inches of snow. I think what actually happens is somewhere in between, where areas along Madison and to the north and west will get 2 to 3 inches of snow. Back towards the south and east, you're looking at about 1 to 2 inches of snow. But expect that sunshine to remain in play for today before that system gets in. More sunshine after the system departs, starting the new year on a cold note. Speaking of the new year, Jolene and Dutch Hollow Lake looking very festive there.
Keeping up with the Christmas theme there.
Always the Christmas theme. We'll see how the New Year theme pictures come in soon.
There you go. All right, Chris, thank you. It is 7:45 right now, so after pizza and burgers, I think it's time for a New Year's cleanse. Nutritionist Emmy Bodden is here with a recipe that's both healthy and delicious. We'll get a taste when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns. First, though, let's say happy birthday to all of the kiddos turning 3 today. We hope you have a great day, and thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 This Morning. Welcome back at 7:49. January 1st is right around the corner. If getting healthier is on your list of New Year's resolutions, you are not alone. January is actually National Soup Month, and registered dietitian Emmy Bodden is here with a recipe that's going to help get 2019 started on the right track.
Hi.
So we went from burgers and pizza, but you're going to help us get back onto the nutrition level.
Yep, we're going to add in a little bit more greens, and like you said, we're celebrating National Soup Month with a really easy recipe to kind of get your new year started off right. So like you said, 2019 New Year is a really big time for people to kind of start looking at their health again. Maybe they want to cook some more meals at home. So I love recommending making a homemade soup for that because it can really add a good nutrition punch and get your New Year started off right.
And we're talking veggies this morning.
Yes. So soup is a really kind of like a vehicle for vegetables. You can add in as many as you want. You can do a bunch of different kinds. The more color, the better, because you'll get a lot of different vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and you can choose whole grains over refined grains for even more fiber. So that's something I also recommend.
All right, well, what are we making this morning?
So this is a Just Veggies winter soup using Karen's Naturals freeze-dried veggies. And I know freeze-dried sounds a little bit scary, but actually the process retains the vegetables' main nutrients, its textures, its flavors, its colors. So really a nice pantry staple to have.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a really easy soup base here that you can take home and you can customize any way you want, add in something else to make it even more bumped up nutrition-wise. So
what are some things to remember to get, because obviously you can throw anything to a soup, but there's things that you want to remember.
Yes, so I love to start with like a chicken broth or a vegetable broth, something that's not so creamy to kind of keep the calories down a little bit. So we'll start with some chicken broth here. And then something like a nice herb seasoning mix, like a poultry mix. Some salt and pepper is a good way to get the seasoning up. Okay. We have some fresh chopped onions. And then a lot of our Just Veggies, Karen's freeze-dried veggies. All you have to do is hydrate these in your broth, heat it up, and you're good to go. So
Seems
really
super easy.
So easy, yeah. I love having them in the pantry for that. And because I like a little bit heartier soup, because that's a benefit of soup. It fills you up without weighing you down. For ours, I've added in some lean protein with beans, but you can do chicken, turkey, anything like that. I've had some sweet potatoes for more fiber, and I put in a lot more vegetables. And one of my favorite things to do is to take some handfuls of fresh greens right at the end, put a ton of them in, like spinach, kale, and they cook down so well so you don't even really know that they're there.
I think soup's fun because you really can make it exactly the way you want it to be.
Exactly. Yeah, and if you follow like a heart-healthy diet, you can watch how much sodium you're putting in or the amount of added fat, so really customizable.
All right, cool. So what else we got here?
Yeah, so I have, an example of a lean protein. We have some chickpeas, we have some lentils, and then a good whole grain would be brown rice, or you could use quinoa, and you're just gonna get a little bit more nutrition. So more B vitamins, more antioxidants, more fiber than something like a white rice or a white pasta.
All right, so here's her finished product right here, if we can get a close up on that. So obviously this is a busy time of year when you get into the new year for you.
Yes.
If people are interested in reaching out to you for a little bit of help, because we all can use it, right? How can they get a hold of you?
So I'm at therealgoodnutrition.com. And you can learn more about Karen's Just Veggies and her other freeze-dried products at shopkarensnaturals.com.
All right, well, Emmy, we always appreciate it. Happy New Year to you. It smells so good. My tummy is rumbling this morning.
Yeah, a good one to try after the pizza and burgers.
It certainly is. All right, well, thank you so much. Well, be sure to stay with News 3 this weekend. On our news at 5:30 tonight, we'll tell you how eating Chipotle tonight will help support local animal rescue efforts. But first, meet Franklin. This giant snowman is a holiday tradition for one family in New York. But he's in need of some clothes. How the family who built him hopes to make that happen with your help when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns in a moment. It is 7:56. A family in upstate New York has become known for their giant snowman. Check out this video. Every year, the McCormick family puts up a giant snow sculpture on their lawn, and every year it's named Franklin after the county they live in. This year's snowman is bigger than ever, standing about 18 feet tall. And this Franklin has a request for the hundreds who come to see him. His family is asking for knitted or crocheted swatches that they can stitch together. The McCormicks are hoping to collect a whole bunch of these so they can string them together to make Franklin a cozy 20-foot-long scarf. Since Franklin lives all the way up near the Canadian border, he will probably be around until May, so he'll get good use out of that scarf.
That's the kind of snowman I want to make.
That is awesome. I could see you making one of those, to be honest.
You know, eventually, I will get one of those done. Now, we do have a chance for snow in our forecast. It's going to come tomorrow night. We are not talking a huge snowstorm, but generally, perhaps 1 to 3 inches for a lot of folks, and less of that as you work your way south and east of Madison. We'll keep you guys up to date. Lots of folks are going to be traveling. And lastly, a very special happy birthday to my sister, Shayna, down in Houston. I love you. Can't wait for her to see this. She's going to love it.
That is awesome. All right, Chris, thank you. And thanks for joining us. Make it a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.